Vampires! Giz a kiss, mind if I nibble, mind if I bite a hole in your neck. Hi there and welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name's Neil Trigger and today we're talking about vampires. Vampires are one of the most scary monsters in my opinion because they fall into something that psychologists call the uncanny valley. That's where something is human-like but just non-human enough to become weird. And it's that slight otherliness that makes us feel uncomfortable. So let's define what a vampire is first, and then I'll tell you a story about possibly the most freaky dream I've ever had. It was horrible. What is a vampire? Where do they come from? And how do I buy one on Amazon? Okay, maybe just the first two. A vampire is a member of the undead. That is to say that they are not alive, but they're not dead either. They're usually human in form and have died before becoming a vampire. Origins of vampires vary, but what most people don't realise in the Western world is that there are actually lots of different types of vampires. Perhaps the most famous of the alternative vampires is the Mexican chupacabra. See what I did there? This literally means goat sucker, and these sweet wee beasties seem to give similar symptoms to the Beast of Dartmoor, and the Beast of Exmoor, and the Beast of Bodmin, and pretty much every beast or wild animal attack on livestock. Then again, the chupacabra vampire attack is one that sucks the blood out of animals. They actually leave them exsanguinated, or without blood, which is a little bit unusual, I'll admit. They usually drain the blood from the neck, where the blood flow is presumably at its strongest, but either way the animal is normally exsanguinated or drained of blood, and that's pretty gross. There are vampire ghosts that appear as wisps and take your energy. There are psychic vampires whose company makes you feel drained.
I certainly know a lot of people like that.
There are incubi and succubi, male and female vampires, undead animal vampires, and all manner of demonic forms, like werewolves, which, in some incarnations, are related. Vampires can be killed by a few simple things. I did a video about werewolves. It's going to be linked up here when it's actually uploaded. Vampires can be killed by a few simple things. Firstly, some legends say that vampires will never enter a dwelling to which they have not been invited, and I'll come back to that in a second. But some legends say that this is not a requirement, but others are pretty strict about it. Shall I tell my dream story now? Okay, so for some reason in my dream I was being chased by vampires. I ran down the hill to my house, I got to my front door, and finally managed to get in my house. The vampires weren't allowed in because I hadn't invited them. I took a moment to breathe and then I fancied to lie down, so I went into my bedroom, pulled back the duvet and found a vampire hissing at me. I then woke up, but it was horrible. It scared me very, very badly and affected me for a while. What could I have done differently in my dream? Well, I could have used a number of things, including a silver bullet, like werewolves. As I've already said, I'm recording another video on werewolves and it'll be linked up there when it's released. Perhaps I could have used garlic too, because vampires hate garlic, so no Italian meatballs for them, and they certainly wouldn't like my mushroom tagliatelle either.
Not enough blood in it, sir?
They are either allergic to or hurt by holy water or the sign of the cross. Which comes from the Bram Stoker version of Dracula's origin story of a Transylvanian count who doesn't have a Transylvanian accent, I don't know what sort of accent that is, cursing himself by turning his back on God when his one true love died. And finally we come to the stake through the heart.
Not that sort of stake, that sort of stake.
This would kill anyone, of course, but a vampire especially succumbs to this method of killing, and there is a good reason for that. Now, the stereotypical white-faced vampire with red lips and sunken eyes comes from digging up corpses, probably to rob them, a very long time ago, and finding the body in a state of pre-decomposition. The lips do turn red, the skin does go a pallid white, and sticking a stake through the heart of any kind of corpse like that will change the colour of the lips because the blood will have a path out of the body via the hole in the chest. So it will appear that the vampire has died, even though it was never actually reanimated in the first place. Probably. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more of the same, and remember to press that bell button to be notified of future uploads. Please share this video, share it far and wide with all of your friends to spread the message, and until next time, stay magical.